All right, greetings all, broadcasting live from Dubai, from Deep Dive Dubai specifically. Thanks very much to those of you joining at least one, if not both, of our live streaming sessions. It's great to have everyone here, and we look forward to an exciting agenda today. Should be interesting, especially with technology challenges and fun along the way. We have a great group of people here in front of me. Let's wave to everyone. Hey, gang, say hello, even if it is delayed. Turn around, look at me. All right, yeah, good stuff. Good group of people, lots of good activity. You can see the pool behind me, which is going to likely be filled with divers as we go. And we'll see people swim by and say hello. Maybe even people along the way will come and have a little conversation with us if we can get a little bit of audio. So I want to mention a few things before we get started while we wait for any stragglers to come along. Our new Explorer magazine is out, and many of you will have seen it in various locations. I caught Jesper and Richard reading their version today while diving. It's a great action-packed magazine here, a number of great articles in it, as well as full exploration report for GUE over the last couple of years. Some of you may be aware of our pretty new now fundamentals book in 6 different languages, so please check that out. We do have a link to the Explorer magazine that you can check out and get your copy on the way. We see people starting to filter in from around the world. Welcome all. Hello, gang. We also want to talk a little bit about Scuba Digital, which is coming up in October 22 to 25. We will have a show there. We're going to bring a number of people in, all online. Today's world, it's always something we can rely a little more on, would be online broadcasts such as this, provided there's not too much technology challenge along the way. The Scuba Digital show was great last year. Many of you joined us at the time, and we hope you'll come again. We have a number of presenters that are interacting with GUE. A lot of our GUE tried and true groups will be there, so we hope to see you online. Again, October 22 to 25, and we have a link that we'll be putting up here in the chat. So the first 50 people to click that link will be able to get free admission to the show. That's a Dan-sponsored kindness on their part, so thanks to Dan for sponsoring that and helping us get more folks at the show. Nowadays, with such limited opportunity to do real-time in-person shows, we have to do everything we can. I'm going to hope to see some people at DEMA, but I don't know how many opportunities there will be for that. I also want to mention a new GUE TV series that we recently released. Zurata and I and Dimitris and many people actually put in a lot of hours on this. It's a full detailed series, better diving, I'll get this out. Through fitness and precision. It has a wide range of focused initiatives to help you get better at your diving kicks. We spend 4 full modules working on things
JJ, you're good to go again.
All right, good to go. Excellent. Thanks very much. So if you lost me at Annika, I was talking a little bit about the Next Gen Scholarship, and we're opening applications for that at the end of November. For those of you who don't remember, the Next Gen Scholarship is open to people under 30, so I'm just under the wire. I'm going to go ahead and hurry up and apply so that I can take advantage of that. Next Gen Scholar are applications that allow people to
it was later on, it was without any issues.
All right, I'm the GUE TV Contest, which has a wide range of prizes. I think something approximating $1 million worth of prizes. Just trying to see if anybody's paying attention. Really something more like right at 20,000, but still pretty good. An amazing range of sponsors that are supporting the GUE TV Contest. We're looking for some original, well-crafted content. Great prizes from Dan Europe, Fourth Element, Shearwater, Santi, Paralens, GUE and Halcyon dive systems, plus cash, which always helps because you can go almost anywhere with cash. So please get your submissions in. It closes November 30th of this year. So please organize us some nice videos so that we can get those started. Okay, so we've gone through hopefully what will be the end of our technical challenges, and we're here broadcasting live from Deep Dive Dubai. Hopefully we'll get some interesting diving activity behind us. And I'd like to see if we can bring in Marcus without too many technical challenges. There's Marcus free diving down towards us. Now, Nico, can we bring in Marcus and say hello?
No Marcus, I'm afraid, JJ.
Hey, no?
No Marcus, I'm afraid.
No Marcus, good. Well, we can always pivot. Marcus, I hope you're doing well. Sorry you couldn't join us. Marcus does a great job for us in the UK and globally, helping to build communities. He's probably out building a community right now with his bare hands, so that's why he can't join us at the moment. But in any case, we can move along and entertain a few questions while we get the last stragglers in. I've got one question here, and this is usually where Dorada joins us, and we go through the quick speak questions. Let's see, can you speak how to maintain GUE connection and skills while you're living in an area with no GUE presence? This sounds right up your alley, Dorada. Come on in here and join me. Dorada Cherney, for those of you who don't know, which would probably be very few of you. Hello, Dorada, how are you?
Hello, I'm good.
Very nice to see you. So we've got a question about maintaining GUE connection and skills development when you're not in an area with good GUE community.
I would say, I mean, it's a difficult question.
Build a GUE community?
Yes, one of them would be to engage. I mean, one of the, for sure it's difficult if you are the only person in the area, but this is always how the things start. So if you have anybody around you that is a diver or anybody who is remotely interested in training, you can always organize an GUE information day, or you can organize something that would bring the people that are potentially interested together. There is always a possibility to invite instructors who would gladly travel to areas like that, so they can help to build a community locally. There is always an opportunity if you want to stay in touch to, even if it doesn't replace real diving, you can build an online presence that you can have a contact with different communities around the world. The other thing is to stay in touch with the skill level or knowledge is to go to GUE TV or go to our YouTube channel, where we are trying to post regularly so that you kind of keep on track. And always, every second year, we organize a conference, which is a very good place to be as well, to connect. And if you are out there alone somewhere and you are struggling with it, you should reach out to us, because potentially we know people that are in a close proximity that can help organize or can help build a community around you. Or we can connect divers together, because this is as well one of the things that we are doing with developing apps for connecting communities, which I hope we will launch soon.
Yep.
Yes.
Very soon. Thank you. That was a comprehensive answer. Well done. Okay. So this dovetails a little bit in the next question, which is asking about the early WKPP days and what made me realize that we had good team dynamic and the most crucial variable to keep dive safe and effective. You know, one of the first things really is that you just find a group of people that are motivated to dive and that actually show up and follow through. And that took a long time, and I looked around for a number of years just trying different dive buddies, finding people that were really committed. And I think you start to find that pretty quickly and that starts to build around the core nucleus. So it really doesn't take, very many people. Once you get 3 or 4 people that can start diving regularly, you will naturally start to attract groups of people as you go. Like this gentleman here is swimming around by himself, and pretty soon people will start to appear. So I think with the KPP, what we found was a very focused desire to go diving, and very a strong passion for their enthusiasm for the sport. And then from that, we started to steadily build that community by having sometimes social, sometimes training sessions. And then slowly the community built from 3 to 4 to 6 to 10 to 20. It takes some time, but I think you just really need to be patient. As Dorada mentioned, there are a number of strategies to get people into your local community. Having an instructor come and teach them classes is an ideal way as well. And then to pivot to the safety question, this is something that I think is really critical for everybody to spend time, all communities, but whether large or small, to really spend time learning from each other and focusing on the standards and practices that have evolved over many years. And one of the easiest things that you can see occurring is you can start to see a degradation in that focused quality and that focused desire to follow standards in a more rigid and focused way. So I think as a group, you really want to call that out to yourselves and pay attention progressively so that you can evolve and get the really strong team dynamic. Okay, I think it's time to bring in some other people. I'd like to listen to some people talk. Let's see if we can bring in Sergio from Brazil. I'd love to chat with Sergio. It's been a while since I've seen Sergio.
Hello, Sergio. Good morning.
Oh, truly a pleasure to see you, my friend. And look, we have a whole group all the way from Brazil. Yeah. Greetings, gang, greetings. It doesn't look windy there at all.
We are in a dive. You can see we are in the pretty island of Ilhabela, and we have a group of GUE divers in Brazil diving together today. So really a pleasure to see you guys.
That's awesome. Are you guys able to dive today?
Yeah, well, we're heading to the dive site. Probably we'll be there in about an hour. Conditions seems to be okay. Beautiful day, not too cold, not too warm, so it's gonna be a nice Saturday.
And we have a bad guy here.
You know this guy, right?
I do. It's good to see you. I think maybe what you guys need to do is some sailing today. I'm not sure if the diving's gonna work. Sergio, always a pleasure to see you, my friend. I hope to see you in person very soon, okay?
Nice to be
Take care. Have a good day. Enjoy.
Take care. You too. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye. All right. That's awesome. Great to see Sergio. He's doing a lot of great diving. I love Brazil. It's really, really nice location for good active diving. And there's such beautiful activities there, from cave to ocean. They have a really nice spectrum of activities there. Is this Olga?
Yes.
We're being filmed by the filmers, so say hello to Olga. We have cameras in front, we have a delay in back. All right, Nico, I think we have Nikos from Greece, if we can bring him in. Love to say hello if he's around.
Hello, Jared.
Oh, Nikos, how are you, my friend? What's going on?
Long time not see, not speak, man. How are you?
Indeed. Well, I love the fact that you're out in the ocean. Where are you at right now?
First of all, thank you for having us, GUE Greece.
It's good to see GUE Greece is growing nice and strong. It's started small like all communities, but it's good to see it developing now. Are you having community today?
Yes. I'll introduce everyone in a second. Happy Community Day, GUE Community Day to everyone. Hello, divers around the world. I couldn't be standing actually in a better spot because we just came back. We are on the way back from Kea Island, and we dove the PSS Patrice, a paddle steamer dated back in 1868. And as you can see behind me, I couldn't be standing in a better spot to talk about diving in Greece because we have Poseidon Temple right there. And this is Aegean, guys.
All right. I like Poseidon Temple. Perfect.
So with me here, we
you're not solo diving, though. There are some people behind you now, I can see.
Exactly. So this is George.
Hi, guys.
A local diver here. This is Mark Taylor from the UK. This is Steffi from Germany.
Hi.
And we have also George from Greece, and Antonis the skipper.
Excellent. All right. It sounds like you have a good group there. Are you finished for the day?
Yeah, we did a dive just half an hour ago. We surfaced, so you caught us on our way back, so we stopped to have this live chat and greeting everyone.
Perfect. Excellent. That's great to see you. Looks like a beautiful day there. I'm glad you had a good dive and appreciate you calling in.
Fantastic dive. Thank you very much. Thank you for having us, Jared.
See you, Nico.
Thank
you. Goodbye. Bye. Excellent. Good to see Nikos again. He's really pushing to develop a GUE in Greece, helping to get us accreditation and building that community nicely. So always nice to touch base with him. I think we have a video from Alaska. Let's see that. See what's going on in Alaska these days. These guys are doing some nice stuff. All right, great. Welcome back, gang. Surprised you, didn't it?
Yes.
Good to have you back, and thanks to our GUE Alaska friends. They've got some great diving up there. It's been quite a few years now since I've been there, but I love the diving there. A lot of fun. Do you want to address that question?
No, I don't really understand really well.
Okay, I can address it then,
Yeah.
and then you can correct me if I'm wrong. So this is just a question about integrating within GUE. If you are from another agency, in this case, TDI Advanced Trimix, 38 years diving, congratulations. That's a lot of diving experience, no doubt. GUE configuration for a lot of years as well. And what other ways besides fundamentals to get integrated? I know you may not want to hear this, but fundamentals is the place to start, sort of regardless of your experience. If that class is a breeze for you, if there have been no trouble and you smoked it, there are some provisions in the GUE standards that can acknowledge people's experience. Instructor evaluators have the ability to recognize that experience and to model some of the remodel some of the training accordingly. In our experience, it doesn't usually work well. And if the fundamentals component is not solidly in place, then I've never seen a case where it really worked at all. If the fundamental skills are in place and there's a good synergy between your past experience and our current activities, then I think there are pathways for you. So you can reach out to us. An instructor, a GUE instructor evaluator, is really your best place to start for that avenue. Did I do okay?
Yes.
Okay, thanks. All right, I think we have a Southern California video. Love to see that. See what's going on in Southern California. We'll be taking your questions as we go. So send them in.
She's a one, a masterpiece. Close to the gods. She's a one, a masterpiece. Close to the gods. She's a one, a masterpiece. Close to the gods. She's a one, a masterpiece.
Okay, welcome back, group. Good to have you. Look like some nice weather over there. What do you think? Some people you want to say hi to? Maybe Blaine?
Yes, Blaine, because I have seen you over there, and I'm really unhappy that you couldn't make it this time here. I missed you when you have been here, I think 2 weeks ago. So hello to Blaine, and I hope to see you soon.
And every year we have Claudio. We have people from all over the place. Lucas, great to see everyone coming in from all around the world. I'm really happy to have you join us. Even Amanda's up this early from the West Coast. Congratulations, that's an early riser. Okay, let's move on to GUE Norway, right? Let's bring in Annika. Do you want to say hi to her?
Yes.
Okay, let's bring her in. Come on, Nico.
Hello.
Wow, that looks cold.
This is
all right.
Norway.
Is it chilly there?
Yes, it's about 10 degrees now, so we start with the warming up. And this is the Oslo Fjord in the background. And for the moment of today, I thought that I invite the future of divers and the future of GUE, freshly baked Rec 1 divers. So we have here, we have, hello. And we have Ingrid, 17 years old. And we have Mother as well, 47.
Oh, all right, it's party time.
So what is the best with being underwater, Ingrid? What is the really best?
I think it's a whole new world I haven't experienced before.
So a completely new world underwater as well. So,
We can't hear.
Marianne.
But I'm really very happy.
What about now? Is it possible? Yeah. Diving really makes me think of how we have to take care of the ocean. It's so important. And in this Oslo Fjord, we know we have really challenges. So taking care of our oceans is so important.
Okay.
I hope something came through. We are outdoors, and it's a bit windy and chilly.
All right. That's great stuff. It's
anyway, bye for now.
girl power around and taking care of the environment. I got that part. Enjoy. Great to have you guys. Have a great day today. Thanks for coming in. All right.
One thing very special about Annika, she swims open water. So I was thinking, I hope they have not been swimming now.
Yeah.
I hope they have been diving.
Yeah, that looks cold. Okay. All right, let's see. Let's bring in Ricky. We haven't seen Ricky in a long time, huh? From Midwest Underwater Explorers.
Let's keep fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed that we have a better connection with Ricky, that he's there, that things are good. I don't see him coming in, so maybe we'll just have to talk to each other. What do you think? What have you been doing lately, Doran?
Trying to figure it out how to make the live stream work with good internet connection.
All right, well, that's not working. So maybe a video. If Nico, you can send us something you like. All right, very cool. That was light. It makes me excited to get in and do some video. What do you think?
Oh, yeah, there we
are. All right.
Yes.
Look at that. What's up?
How's it going, Darren?
It's our Midwest Underwater Explorers group. You guys all seem huddled around. How's the weather there?
It's gloriously warm. I think I need to take this off. It's a bit muddy.
All right. Good to see such a happy group there. You guys got some diving planned for the day?
Yeah, we've got a day of drills, food. We've got 20 boats set up drills and just acting in the water here tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Any sun? Maybe you're going to lay back like margaritas or after the diving, of course.
There may be a couple of margaritas around the fire tonight.
Yes, okay, afterward. That's good. It's good to see the group there. A little bit of practice, a little bit of fun. We appreciate all the development you're doing, growing that community. Started out from next to nothing and really is nice, steady development. And of course, Ricky standing there is doing a tremendous amount to help us on a lot of levels, but I won't embarrass you, Ricky, or should I?
Yes, you should.
I should, okay. Ricky's been doing a tremendous...
Jared. Oh, what's he doing?
What's that?
I said maybe you can ask Chris about our Recathon.
Good to hear him. All right, good. I think Recathon?
Yes.
Recathon.
Yeah.
I think we should do the Recathon.
Hey, Jared, we're really excited this season. We had a great Recathon, and then next season we're going to have another one in the Straits of Mackinac. So we're going to see some wonderful wrecks. We invite anybody to come out. We're going to have a great time. Come visit us and dive the Great Lakes.
Awesome. That's great to hear. Some beautiful wrecks there. Great Lakes diving is amazing. So I encourage anybody that can manage, get out that way, join the Recathon. Thanks for the announcement. And thanks so much to you guys for your effort, your community, and for coming by to say hello. Nice to see you, huh?
Bye,
Take
everyone.
care. Bye-bye, all. All right, what's next? Okay, I think pretty soon we should bring in GUE Headquarters. That seems kind of appropriate. What do you
Yeah, I
think?
hope so.
All right, let's see if we can bring in GUE Headquarters. That would be kind of fun. If we can dial them in. No?
Yep. Hi.
HQ, yeah. One of them should work fine.
That's Katie.
I thought I heard somebody laughing.
Oh, you did. Can you hear us?
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay, great.
Houston, we have a problem.
You can't see me, but you can hear me.
I can't see you, but I can hear you. That's a good start. It's all black. It's very dark in this world. Walk towards the light. No, don't walk towards the light. I'm always confused. Which is it? Should I go to the light or away from the light?
Maybe just
All right. Well, things are going well at GUE HQ. We can see. I don't think they've paid the power bill, so we really need your membership, please. Oh, there we go.
Back?
You're back. All right. Headquarters in Florida, High Springs, Florida. That's my lovely sister, Corey. How are we doing there? Who else do you have, Corey?
I have Katie and Kirill.
All right, Kirill and Katie, hello.
Hey. Hey, everybody.
Hi, guys. Good to see you. Standing right in front of the door entrance to headquarters. Kirill looks a little bit distorted in that picture, but it's good. Well, we can see High Springs Internet is not the strongest in the world. But
We're also outside.
yeah, no, we loved seeing you. Thanks very much for wiring in. And I don't want to hold you up. I think you have a lot of certifications and memberships to process, right?
You think we're that far behind?
Well, I don't know. I mean, it looked like the power bill hadn't been paid for a second. So. All right, gang. Thanks again for coming in. It's great to see you. Lovely to chat, and goodbye. That was a quick one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I don't know if are we not bringing in Marcus? Did we decide we're not bringing him in?
I think they are there, I think.
If Marcus is there, we can bring him in. If not, we can bring in Marcus or Michael, or we can take a tour. What do we feel like doing? We're going to bring in Marcus, I think, it looks like.
Hey,
Marcus! Cheers, Marcus. How are you doing? Great to see you.
We're in sunny south of the UK, just been diving.
Oh, have you been diving, or are you on your way to the shopping mall? Or maybe you got your Santa suit on. Where have you guys been diving?
So we're in Poole in the south coast of the UK. See Graham behind
Where
us?
have you been diving, Marcus?
We're in a place called Poole on the south coast of the UK.
Okay.
Yeah.
There.
Can you hear us
All
okay?
right. I can see people in the background.
Let's go and see.
Good stuff.
You recognise his face as well, Jared? Probably.
Everything except the technology is going beautifully, Marcus. Oh, Graham.
Hey.
Holy cow. A visit from Graham. Graham, nice to see you. It's been a long time.
Nice to see you
I hope
also.
you're having fun there.
Yeah, down on the beach.
That was a bit of a surprise.
Living the dream.
Excellent stuff. All right, guys. Well, thanks for coming by. We don't want to interrupt any more of your diving, but we appreciate you taking the time. Marcus, thanks again for all your work. It looks like you're actively working there in the community building phase. You guys have a great time. Graham, excellent to see you. Bye-bye, gang. All right. Well, everything cooperates well, except technology is a little broken up. Probably in a few years, this kind of thing will be easy to do. It's almost there, so thanks for your patience with a little bit of a little glitch from here and there. I think Dorada's about ready to take a tour in the near term, and we also have Michael Menduno coming on soon. So we can bring either of those in at any time that's convenient.
Hey everybody,
we're here at
how's Community Day going for you? I hope you're having a good one. Anyway, I've been asked to do a short preview of what we have coming up in InDepth Magazine. Now, I'm guessing that all of you read InDepth, right? Can I have a show of hands? Let me start with our coming October issue that we're all working hard on right now. We're going to lead with a pretty cool feature looking at Becky Schott, an Emmy-winning cinematographer and photographer, her favorite Great Lakes shipwrecks. So we have a series of wrecks. Becky is talking about the history of each and why they are her favorite. It's pretty some arresting images. I think you will enjoy it, particularly your shipwreck divers. And then we're going to take a little dive into history. So I thought it would be interesting to look back where of course, most of us are diving trimix these days for deep dives, anything below 30 meters, as you know, or at least working towards that. So I thought it'd be interesting to go back and look at the bad old days when trimix was just getting going in the community. So I have a report that I did from my old magazine, Aquacore, the Trimix report, which looks at really the first 1,500 to 2,000 tech dives that were done globally by the community. So we kind of get into that, some of the problems, some of the issues, et cetera, et cetera. Along with that, I have a companion piece called Understanding Special Tables. Now, this was written by a man, Dr. R.W. Bill Hamilton, who was really instrumental in providing physiology consulting and tables to the early tech community, including people like Parker Turner and Bill Gavin, Bill May, and Bill Lamar English, who founded the WKPP, which then eventually led to GUE, as well as many other groups, the Northeast Wreck Divers, people in Europe, people in Australia, etc. So I think that'll be pretty interesting. And with it, we're publishing a set of tables which were called the Key West Diver Consortium tables. It's a couple more things and then I'll wrap up. They asked me to be brief here. I could talk for a long time. You've probably noticed how much gear that we go into the water with. I mean, just lots of gear, and we have a lot of gear back on land to fix things, to adjust things, to lubricate things, et cetera, et cetera. So we decided to celebrate that in a feature we called Annotated Techie with photo phenom Jason Brown, UK photographer, and it's sponsored by Dan Europe, Divesoft, Fourth Element, Halcyon, and Shearwater, and it's going to end up being a set of really cool posters looking at gear in different configurations, everything from the British Cave Diving Group config to GUE OC or GUE CCR configs, and everything in between. Two other things, final things. We are this fall going to celebrate the late great Wes Skiles, cinematographer and photographer who died about a decade ago. So we're going to use a Nat Geo cover photographer, etc. We're going to do a tribute to him like we did celebrating Sheck Exley earlier this year. Finally, we have an exclusive interview with Dr. Alessandro Moroni, the founder of Dan Europe. Many people are confused, Dan Europe, Dan US. They think that Peter Bennett started Dan, and he did, but it was Dan US. And simultaneously, Dr. Moroni started Dan Europe. In fact, they were the first to have dive insurance, so that's kind of interesting, and the US followed. Anyway, Dr. Moroni this year is realizing a vision that he's had for 50 years. He did his PhD thesis on this in 1971, and it's kind of coming to fruition now. So imagine, if you will, say you're on the Red Sea Explorer, where Amanda, my colleague Amanda White, and Lauren Fanning from Halcyon and Doro were just doing the photo shoots for GUE this year. And imagine somebody came up and was not feeling so good, maybe bent. So you could call Dan from the boat, and they could say, get the doctor on the line, in your language, of course. And so they would ask you to slip on the Dan Smart Fabric. So it's like a vest that you put on. And it basically takes all your physiological readings, puts it on your phone app, sends it over to the internet, so the doctor can be sitting there and looking at your real-time physiology and advising you. It's really a broad vision. This fabric also works underwater. You can set it up so you can wear the smart fabric under your dry suit and broadcast to the surface with ultrasound. So you could, for example, monitor the physiological condition of people on an expedition, etc. I mean, it's really a bold vision and a cool thing, and we're going to be covering that in InDepth. So I'm over time, so Amanda and Nico are going to be really mad at me, so I got to get off, but hope you have a wonderful community day. I'm going to be out in Orange County today with my Orange County buddies, and celebrating. So thank you all. Read InDepth, and love you all. Bye for now.
All right, thanks. That was a great message from Michael Menduno. Been in the sport now for just over 30 years. Really a wide range of effort in promoting the sport of diving, and an avid diver himself. He publishes InDepth for GUE. That's our free blog. So if you're not aware of InDepth, please go check that out online. Available for free, and Michael and Amanda do a great job. Michael's constantly gathering new and interesting articles around the world, really. We had Dr. Moroni this morning talking about the vest that Michael just mentioned. Really very cool, real-time decompression information is the goal, trying to create a feedback for both heart rate variability, bubbling, really trying to help divers get a better fix on their ascent and move towards safer and safer decompressions. And Dr. Moroni actually mentioned, interestingly enough, that some of the work he was doing with Mario Rina and some of our GUE people in Y40, the deep pool outside Venice, mentioning that they're finding some interesting results that speak to the fact that this deep stop aspect of decompression is still a bit of an open question, at least with respect to certain individuals, calling out the high degree of variability that exists within particular individuals. Okay, so great stuff. A lot of great articles there at InDepth you should check out. I think we're ready to bring Dorada in for a little tour, wandering around the facility. She's probably at the coffee stand. No, where is she? She is at the front of the building.
I need to verify if you can hear me.
I can hear you just fine.
So we are here in the front of Deep Dive Dubai. My lens is a little bit too narrow angle to show you the whole building, but this is the main entrance where all of the divers are coming in, left and right, and then I will walk quite quickly so that the tour doesn't go too long, so bear with me, and then just feedback.
You should be jogging then. You're moving slowly.
So here we go. So here is where people are entering, and in front of us we have, I think, the biggest window where you see Maggie. If we do not have a lot of inside the pool, we might start from a beautiful posture, but we have some divers here around. So then we have here the next stage where the divers are coming in is our reception. with Kiran, who can, and Irina. Say hello to everybody. Yes, so this is our reception when we are checking in divers. And then we move on to our pro show.
All right. Don't know if everybody lost Strada or just us. She's now wandering the corridors,
Oh yes, you
talking
can
to
see
herself.
there divers plus and some other divers diving there below. And here is a nice 4:00 p.m. light. And here we go on to our dive shop, which is not yet completely ready, but we have many people kind of waiting for the next group of customers here. So we have some t-shirts. This is where the divers are being fitted. Behind that door, we have equipment room. I will just give a small sneak peek inside there, where we have plenty of equipment being prepared for all of the divers. We have an elevator that brings us to the pool deck. Let me go around more. So, hello guys. Yes, more divers coming in. And then here we go on. I always say to people that if you get lost here, just keep on going, because it goes all around the pool. And at some point you will just go back to the reception. We have two classrooms. One is quite dark, but it's a quite cool classroom because you have a view of the pool. So the classroom might be nice, but it's very destructive. I can tell you that if you are trying to lecture and there are people swimming around. And going on, so we have two of those. I don't know if you continue. We are getting to, so the customer, the divers, they are continuing in here. They are going to changing rooms, where they will change, they will keep the belongings. So we have one. It gets a little bit tricky sometimes with all of the mirrors here. There is the pool again. Another one. I will try to show you inside of the changing rooms, because it's kind of a very nice place. Looks a little bit like a starship. Let me check. A very quick sneak peek. And then here we go again. Now I will try to quickly bring you up to the pool deck. So here we are back at the reception. And we are going to the big window again. We have a bike here, if you can see. And some, this is the chest. There's a couch that they can chill on. Here is the reception again. And you might lose me for a moment when I'm going into the elevator. But I really would like to show you the pool deck. So let me just go up. We are at B1. We are going to ground floor, which is the pool deck. So here we go. And I wonder if you will. So here we go. So I can wave to myself now. I'm really curious if you can still hear me. And here we go. We are at the pool deck. So we are now in between the slots. So just, no, there are divers in the water, but this is one of the coolest times to be on a pool deck because the light is really very nice. This is the pool deck in its all kind of the biggest picture of the pool. We have a deep water entry, and then on the opposite side we have the ramp that normally we are using for beginner divers because it's much easier entrance. Here it's quite cool because you can look down at the main entrance. So that was the reception there. So let me just walk around. What we have here on the surface is where you see orange buoys for free divers, and then you might have seen them as well already. On the opposite side, just there is a dive control station where I will pass by when I'm going back to the elevator. We have all of the divers preparing on those stations here that we built specifically for the pool so that the divers have easy entry. And we have some divers preparing now to go in. Some more equipment hanging on. Here is the dive control station where we are monitoring what's going on in the pool. We can monitor as well the underwater habitats that we have. So these screens are to monitor the 6 meter and the 21 meter wet depth that we have. And the cameras inside the pool that can show us if there is something going wrong. And as well we have some editors here behind editing videos for the customers. And now I will be heading down. And I hope to meet you soon at one of the best places, for me at least, in the facility, which is the coffee place. We have a nice coffee shop called Equalize, which is a very cool name for a coffee place inside a dive center. Now I need to run around again a bit, so here we are back. This is our shop again, and as you can see, you can easily get lost here. And the amount of steps you can do inside that facility within one day is quite impressive sometimes, especially if you need to run around. Just bear with me. And the last moment, or the last part, will be where we are sitting now and live streaming for you. Some customers, divers, finishing dive. Here I am going to B2, so this is the lowest level. Ooh, that was quick. We are going to B2, to our conference area. Let's see. Unfortunately, I cannot have more coffees today because I drank too many already. But here we are, this is B2, where our guests are chilling after the dive, or their family members, they can come in and wait for them, looking at them diving, as you can see now here. This is the bar. We hope to open soon a full operational restaurant. That's the name of the cafe, Equalize. And people are waving, if you see Jared, they're waving. Maybe. And then I'm getting there to finish off the tour. We have as well very nice sitting area here, and then you can see behind there is a waterfall. If you remember their contents in the beginning, this is where the water comes in. And more divers. And here we are, back with everybody. It was quite a run, I need to say. So,
all right, good stuff. Perfect. Thanks very much for that tour, Narana. We'll, those of you who are here in person, you can even see it that way. Maybe it'll be less confusing with without the delay. So we'll take a walk around, anybody who wants. Hope many of you enjoyed that little walkthrough. It's really a very nice location for training. We're now starting to open a range of courses. We're planning at least a GUE Rec 1 and fundamentals each month, as well as technical and rebreather classes on a regular basis. And we've already got a schedule for ITC organized this year. So we're going to really see a nice growth and development, utilizing this great platform to get a lot of people engaged in the community and provide a lot of development opportunities for people. So hopefully a lot of you will come on by. Good morning, Michael. Good to see you. See a few more people joining us as we go, so really nice to have everyone coming through. Okay, so we're nearing the end. I hope everybody's enjoyed themselves. It's been going well. I'm hoping that still for the opportunity of maybe any guests, that last-minute guests that might come. But before that opportunity, I want to mention a little bit about something some of you may have heard about called Mission 2030 planning. And this is something that we started a couple years back, and we were working on a 10-year plan for the organization, really working to try to see what we might want to do to adjust our process and our next 10-year planning, knowing that having started as a small group of like-minded explorers and evolving somewhat organically, focusing first on evolving standards and teamwork and development and training, and then steadily building our local community, and then progressively building additional communities, and then working on linking those communities together, we started to imagine what would be the next 20 years like for the organization. And many of you might be aware, we really started our planning stages. We spent about 6 months really digging deep into the organization, looking at many different aspects of the organization, and then planning a multi-regional planning session in Amsterdam. And we had that meeting all planned, and right as we were all about ready to get started, the pandemic broke out. So we've had a bit of a pause on that planning, and then sort of fell back a little, reconsidered the process a little, and then dove back in again as the pandemic started to lighten. But with this in mind, trying to imagine what kinds of things could we do to really prepare the organization for the next 20 years, while also really taking into consideration that the pandemic brings a lot of uncertainty. And our communities are really resolutely the thing that we frequently return to, being fully aware that all of our activity is really best placed in those communities, and they're the things that have helped us develop the best. Even when we have massive resources like ships and subs, it's still ultimately with our communities that lies all the success. So you're going to start seeing a lot more about Mission 2030 in the very near future. We'll start our messaging campaign, start getting more and more information out there. And you can see some of the excited divers behind us practicing trim and position in the water, saying hello to everyone. You'll see a lot more about Mission 2030 in the near term, but we are really asking for volunteers and support along the way. We're looking both for people we call change influencers, so people that can help us sign on to the next 10 and 20-year plans that are built through the organization's development, and then also regional coordinators that we're looking to bring on board in the various regions. We've identified at least 8 different regions around the world that we want to locate a regional coordinator to help take all of the local communities, support them, and then link these local communities together in a satellite fashion. So many times a small community might not really have the resources to develop a more substantive kind of project, but several smaller communities together can get to pair their resources and effectively manage together to accomplish a lot more. Nico will be pasting a link into the chat window where you can apply either to register your interest in supporting us as one of these change agents, these change influencers, or to apply as a regional coordinator. We'd really appreciate your help wherever you're located, however big or small your community. We'd really love to have your support. So please go check out the link and see if you can make some time for us. All right, what do you think, Jordan? You want to come around here and say goodbye to folks? You got any questions or issues? We got a message from Halcyon. They sent in their recording. Yes, Nico, please.
Jared, just quickly, we've also got a presentation from Noel De La Rosa, who's been waiting in the waiting room. So we've got the message from Halcyon and the presentation from Noel.
Oh, excellent. Well, great. My apologies for skipping that over in the technical fun. So let's bring that on.
Which would you like me to bring on first, sir?
Let's go ahead and bring on the message from Halcyon, and then we'll get the presentation so we can have a bit of a chat.
The Halcyon Dive Systems community is more than a scuba diving equipment manufacturer. Our community embodies a staff of employees who have committed their careers to producing the highest quality products for divers. Our community is a family and friendly environment with a quality work-life balance. Our community expresses a warm, welcoming Southern flair. Our community is nestled within a large geographic area of local springs and caves. Our community has awesome local dive shows. Our community has great local instructors. Our community encompasses the GUE Headquarters. Our community features the local area known for good restaurants and bars once the diving is finished. We wish you all a safe, happy, and fun GUE Community Day. Come visit the Halcyon community in High Springs, Florida. You're welcome anytime. From our community to yours.
All right, great stuff. Thanks to the Halcyon team. I miss all of you. Some amazing diving. It's really a great little town. Really nice and relaxing, as well as some of the best diving in the world. Only a few miles from the Halcyon factory. So grew up a good part of my life, about 20 years diving in those caves, and they're some of the best in the world. All right, I didn't know, but we've been keeping Noel waiting for a little bit, and I'm really excited to bring him in from Cebu, I believe is where he's located. At least that's what he's going to be talking to us about. Let's see if we can bring him in. Noel, are you there?
Hey,
hello,
everybody. Yeah, no, I'm not in Cebu right now. I'm actually in Manila. But the last time I met you and the last time that we dove together was in Cebu. And so when we had the chance to meet, we got the chance to talk about Project Baseline. And I just wanted to give you guys an update on what's going on down there.
Excellent. I'd love to hear about it. Cebu is a great diving location. What can you tell us about those activities? Yeah, so when we met a few years ago, you guys encouraged about getting into Project Baseline, and we were excited to get the Cebu diving into the world, but we didn't know how what to do exactly for the project. So after about 6 months to a year of poking around here and there, it was quite obvious that the thing that we can do to help the community was really to not ignore the coral damage that's all around the Cebu dive sites. Because of the development, because of divers, for one reason or another, it's really about the coral damage that's really sort of screaming in our faces for local divers. So that's what we did. We have a bunch of photos that Nico and I sort of put together here. I just wanted to share with you guys what we got going on there. So initially, in the beginning of the project, and this is I have to say, it's a very humble project. We're in the warm waters of the Philippines, very shallow depth diving, but it provides us a little venue for to build community for like-minded divers, no matter the agency or wherever they're coming from. So this little project, we first started off with just the basics, sort of trying to map the dive sites, see what's going, because literally this city is all around all dive sites. So in this photo right here, if you just pause real quick, Nico, we were just taking pictures of everything until one day we decided, why don't we really give an overview of what the dive sites really look like. So that's from sharing maps, more accurate dive master maps, if that's a way to call it. And then we also started getting into like photo stitching, which is what this picture is showing right now. And then if we move on to the next photo,
Yeah, so these are basically the dive master maps that everybody's sort of familiar with. You know, the dive master would talk about what it looks like down there, and it was really all about, you know, sharing with everybody from topside what's going down there before everybody gets into the water. And part of that was an ambitious attempt to try to make it all digital, so that you can see the dive site before you get into the water through your iPad. You could, you know, go around the model. So it was very technical, very, you know, basically it was becoming more complicated than it needed to be. But all in good fun. It was all about, you know, just keeping it recreational, keeping it, you know, busy for people that want to do something and share the underwater world for people that don't dive. So we got really nerdy about it, trying to share what it looked like down there. Until finally, probably the highlight of our little project was this submarine right here. We'll pause here real quick, Nico. Was one of the highlights of the dive sites that we were finally basing ourselves in was in Contiki, the name of this dive site, where there was a submarine that would frequent, you know, the dive site. It's a shore entry dive, and it goes from 5-10 meters all the way down to where this submarine is right now at about 20-25 meters depth. And the highlight of probably the story or when we were just diving, taking pictures, trying to map, was when this submarine actually hit the reef, or allegedly hit the reef. And so, cut a long story short, they said, okay, we'll fix the problem. We'll throw in a few blocks. We'll throw in a few concrete blocks, and, you know, it will help regenerate. Again, long story short, this is what the blocks look like 10 years after the blocks were thrown into the water. And then here's another before and after of one of the corals there, 2013, and then 2019 on the right side. And then, so here, I wanted to show you guys what the blocks look like in the very beginning. We'll pause here first. 2013, it was nice and pristine. And if you can count, 4 blocks. By 2019, there were just 2 blocks left, right? So it was a nice Band-Aid solution for the whole coral restoration idea of that submarine. And so it was more screaming into our faces where, you know, it's really about coral damage that we can try to do something about this project. And finally, I wanted to share with you guys the latest development was we tied up with Ocean Quest Global. They are also a nonprofit organization where they basically have their own research into propagating coral. So we jumped right on the idea because I like how organic their methodology is. And organic meaning we don't bring down any structures, we don't bring down any metal or any concrete whatsoever. The substrate that we use for the coral is really what do you call this? Ocean rock. So if you'll be able to see here in one of the photos, so that's just rock from the reef. And then and also I like to highlight the ethical practices that they promote, which is to not touch coral that's alive and well, meaning we only touch coral that's broken. So sorry, I think I should be jumping on the video already, Nico. We can skip through this. So it'll show a little bit about what the dive site looks like, and then the next video I'll show pretty much highlights what the methodology of that coral propagation is all about.
We started the project baseline in Contiki Reef, Mactan, Cebu in 2011. We chose this location primarily for its accessibility and objectives. We wanted to take photos of the two stations, the backhoe, which was lowered down in 1995, and one of the specific substations, or close-ups I wanted to see, was that hard coral at the top center of the head of the backhoe. When we reached the backhoe, I immediately swam around to take the same images as before. Then we proceeded to swim north, along the edge of the drop-off, to find the concrete blocks. We were expecting to see 4, but we were surprised to see only 2. Then finally we continued swimming north to look for the man-made structures for coral rehabilitations, and we found a couple of them.
Yeah, I think that's it for that video. So there, on the next video, I wanted to highlight well, for this first video, I wanted to highlight all the structures that were left behind. So these were some failed attempts of coral propagation, and as you can see, it leaves quite a big mess, whether it's successful or it's a failed project. So the next one, I wanted to show what we're doing now with Ocean Quest, where we teamed up with their methodology, which is all about, and it's late. You'll see here, it's pretty. You'll see how this is also an invitation for GUE divers to help out, because it's very labor intensive. We take great care in doing it properly, because we could damage the coral as you're creating the nursery and that kind of thing. So this is a short video. It's about 39 seconds. And I think when Nico is ready to play it, we will see how there. So long story short, we're working on, it's not yet a 100% project that's flourishing, but that's the idea. The last frame of that video was the idea to basically create these nurseries so that we can propagate coral a little more productively. But this last shot here is not in Cebu. This is in Malaysia, if I'm not mistaken, where the home base of Ocean Quest is all about. So that's basically it. I have some photos here of people doing it. A lot of the work really is bringing the coral up on the boat, propagating it there, putting them together, and then bringing them down at depth. And maybe the last thing that I would like to highlight about this project is I mentioned about it being ethical and non-invasive. There's no structures that we bring down, but that's not really it. What I'm most proud of about this project is that it really sort of brings in the community, because we really had to get a permit to be able to touch coral and to propagate them, and work with the local dive community in terms of the investors, the stakeholders, the dive resorts that are all around. I mean, we can't do this project and touch coral and not ask permission and work with the rest of the community that's obviously working around the dive sites. So that's it. If you're interested in diving and propagating coral, we invite you to come to the Philippines and sort of try to start a community with us, build nurseries.
That's great.
Thanks for the opportunity to share the project. Yeah.
No, we really appreciate it. It's great to see the work you've done since we spoke quite some time ago now. You've really taken it under your wing, and this is an excellent example of what I mean by starting out with a small community and building slowly but surely. I know you're working hard to be as inclusive to people as possible, especially wherever practical, small projects or coral shallow water conditions, like you're working with the coral restoration aspects. Project Baseline itself is all inclusive, so those really can invite people a wide range of training and qualification. And then as things get deeper, then it starts to become a little more relevant for those people that have higher levels of training. But I love seeing what you're doing there, and it's great to see the community development and the action oriented towards positive change. So community-led initiatives for positive change is a big part of our drive. So thanks for all the great representation, Noel. Great seeing you again, and I hope to get back to Cebu sometime soon.
Yeah.
Take care.
Just one last thing, if you don't mind, Jared, that we're so thankful for about Project Baseline is really being able to see the sort of the before and after. I know it's such an elementary idea, but that whole thing about being able to see changes in your local dive site, it's such an eye-opening experience. So thanks for the opportunity.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. Appreciate seeing you. Thanks, Noel. That aspect of Project Baseline is such a critical part. I mean, obviously the whole foundation of Project Baseline, marking baseline conditions in a given environment. Just in the time I was diving in Florida, I saw such a huge change in the cave systems there. Over 20 years, we really saw a marked difference in water quality and invasive species and issues like that cropping up. So being able to mark those changes is really critical, and community-led initiatives like the one that Noel is engaged in are really critical. So thanks very much to everyone. It's been really nice to reach out around the world. Despite a little bit of challenges with our technology, it's been wonderful to see a number of people from across the globe. Really what marks the GUE organization is linking together all of these various communities in these community-led projects. And these things can be something shallow and simple like coral restoration or Project Baseline monitoring, and more sophisticated like mentioned and showcased by Maria with Agati and hunting new wrecks, archaeological extraction for museums. And really the spectrum is almost limitless when you start to get groups of energetic and passionate divers together, leveraging them towards significant future positive change. It's great to see all the communities around the world. Great to go socialize with the one that's been sitting here patiently listening to us chat along. So we're going to spend some time breaking bread, as it were, and catching up with each other. And I hope all of you around the world are doing the same before and after your dives. I'm thinking about all of you, and we hope to see you all very soon. Don't forget, for those of you interested, we're having a community discussion for community building with Mark Messersmith, David Ray, and myself tomorrow. So you're welcome to tune into that, 2 p.m. UTC time, I'm sorry. So we hope to see you all there. Anything you want to say to our friends and colleagues around the world, Rob?
No, I would like to say thank you for joining in. Don't forget to check the previous live stream, because we did really have very, very motivating presentations from Mario and Dr. Maroni. So it was really very interesting. So if you didn't see that, so I think Nico will be posting them somewhere soon.
YouTube, they're already up.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably they are up, and then I hope that many of you who didn't see us live did so because we have been diving out with your community. So thank you very much for that, and I hope we will see you diving next year on our next community day, I hope. Indeed. In September.
Being underwater is the only excuse for missing this, but should have still recorded something.
Yeah.
Okay, hope to see you all next year at Community Day. Thanks very much. We really appreciate your time and attention, and hope to see you all in person very soon. Bye, folks. Let's say goodbye.